Hello everyone, I'm CrypticFox, and welcome back to another night here with Oxygen Not Included. We're back with the Space Cesspool, which we started in our last live stream as a new colony with the newly released full version of the Mark 1 ranching upgrade. Now, there's supposed to be a second upgrade coming down the road, but this one adds in, of course, the ability to build a little ranch, basically. You get to hatch your own little critters and use them for a variety of purposes, either for like things like producing coal, for example, or if you just want to use them for another source of food that you can have in your colony. But this is the colony that we have that's been on the go last week. I apologize for the late start tonight. I was unavoidably detained. So we're starting about 15 minutes late tonight. But it should be fun tonight. I'm actually planning to fill out a couple things. So we started this little farm area down here in order to grow some bristle blossom last time. We didn't finish it. We do have some mealwood growing, of course, which is providing us with some food, but we're still running kind of low on the kilocalorie scale. So we're going to need to produce some mush bars, unfortunately, while we sort of get caught up on that a little bit and start producing some more food. Also tonight, I would like to try to tackle some oxygen production so we can move away from using algae as soon as possible. That might present some challenges, given that it's going to require us to use the water that we have in place, and that, of course, will create shortages in other areas, but hopefully not too bad. We can kind of get that going. I'm planning initially just to run with 2 electrolyzers, so hopefully it won't draw too much water. And then lastly, what I want to do today is start working on building out a little hatch ranch, so we can start to farm with some of these wonderful little hatches. And we may not necessarily need the coal right away, but their eggs are sure tasty. Even though I don't personally like eggs in real life, they're awfully good for kilocalories in the game. But welcome everyone who's here in the chat. A lot of you I know were here on time, where I wasn't, so thank you. But I apologize for the delay. Lots to tackle tonight, and hopefully everything will go relatively smoothly. Our last colony before this one, and we did have an unfortunate series of, shall we say, accidents that occurred early on in the colony and required a little bit of stonework in order to sort of take care of those little problems. But hopefully we won't end up with any tombstones tonight. We can keep all of our wonderful little duplicates alive. We only have 7 of them at the moment. As we sort of branch out and get enough food going and we can kind of support a larger colony, I'll probably increase that number to maybe 15 or 16. And as usual, I'll be bringing in some more people from the chat, and we'll just pick some random names as well. Were you stuck on the toilet? No, thank you. Not detained in that way. No, I don't like eggs. I can't eat them ever since I was a kid. I ate a bad one and I got really sick, and now I've been classically conditioned and I just don't like them. I can't eat them. Okay, so a few things that our duplicates are needed to tackle today. We finished more research. Research. There is so much stuff we still have to uncover in the research. We're working now on distillation, which, of course, will give us another source of fresh water if we happen to use up the water that we have in place. I really would like to get to a place where we start to use some of the stuff we haven't played around with, like solid transport. Which would be... Oops, I didn't mean to click on that. Which would be really good, because there's all kinds of cool automation that you can do with it. What the... Something's wrong. I just clicked on that, and it just unlocked the whole chain of things. So I need to back out of the game. I was testing around earlier in debug mode in a different game, and it looks like it might have kept me in debug mode. I don't want that. I don't want to automatically give me all the stuff, because that sort of defeats the purpose of playing there. I like to use debug mode for experimentation, but I don't want to use that on my normal colony. So I'm just going to restart the game. Sorry for that. All kinds of problems tonight. Yeah, sorry. I don't need eggs. I can eat them in a variety of things. I can use them for cooking and all that kind of stuff. But if I can taste them, I can't have them. I'm just cracking a joke. That's right. Cracking a cold with the boys. No, I wish. All right, space test. Uh-oh. It looked like the game might have auto-saved. Hopefully it didn't save any of the stuff that we have in there. Thanks, Cole. I appreciate that. I'm not exactly 100% tonight. I mean, I think my allergies have started to kick in for the season already, which is just fabulous. It's not even... The trees aren't really even growing outside yet, and I'm already starting to get allergies. It's great. My favorite. Okay, let's check that research again. Make sure that it's not going to unlock the whole tree if I click on it. Okay. It doesn't seem to have done anything. Okay, good. We're safe. So I guess I just had to shut it down. It was sort of like retaining debug mode from one level to the next, so that's okay. We don't want to mess with our core colony. I just use that for testing. Samurai Cowboy, $1.99 Super Chat. Thank you so much for the Super Chat. I appreciate the support. Lots to do today. Hopefully our duplicates can get through a good chunk of it. I need to make sure we have... So we have decent oxygen levels. We could probably do with a little more space down below for CO2 to settle, but it's actually not that bad. I mean, it's if it sits right here where our farming is, that actually won't cause too many problems as long as it doesn't get out of hand. Right now it's at 1,200 grams versus, the 1,500 or so we have up here. So, we might want to clean it up a little bit. Tell them to maybe to dig out some of this. We had a little bit more space for a little bit more CO2, and then down here we can maybe put a scrubber, and we'll start to take care of some of that so that it doesn't become a problem. Later on, if we can ever get down to the oil level down here, then we can set a trap and stuff, and hopefully get ourselves some slicksters, and they can take care of the CO2 for us and produce oil at the same time, which is great. Make a door compressor for CO2. I mean, we could. I just don't see the point of going to, like, severe lengths. But we also haven't uncovered enough research yet. We don't have the automation all uncovered. And until we have that, we can't really make a door compressor very well. Yeah, Cole, there are certain benefits to the channel that's not so big that when you jump into the chat, you can't get anything you type out read because there's just it flies by so quick nobody can read it. And then it's funny because for some of those channels it's got to be a lot like just doing a recorded video because you can't really see anything anyway. Okay, I think priority 1, I want them to finish this little farm in here, so I'm going to try and increase the priority on this just a little bit. We'll set this to a 6. Get them to tackle this so that we'll have our farm largely ready. We'll get the water down here finished. We're soon going to need a power supply also, something that's a little different than maybe just a manual generator. We'll want also a place to try to set up some sort of a big battery bank so we can have a good power charge that way. And I'm going to want to build a power grid to kind of separate our power lines in here as well so we don't overload anything. So kind of a lot to deal with. My plan for our little oxygen room is to go with something a little different than what I'm used to. I'm going to use 2 of them instead. And I'm going to go with something that's a lot more compact and hopefully completely self-managing, with the except for the water we're going to have to feed into it. So it'll manage its own power and won't require anything further, and it should be a smaller space than what I've been using, because I've typically made like a large room. So if I was going to make my room, I'd make it something like this. Well, that's not exactly even, but then I'd put like my pumps and stuff at the top, and we'd get like all the stuff down below, and I'd just let all the gas accumulate at the top. We'd pump it out. I'd kind of like to use something maybe a little bit smaller, so we have a few more options. And I need to get rid of this, so we're not taking up quite so much space, because the duplicates have to dig a lot in order to make that room, and that kind of takes a long time. So hopefully, maybe with something a little bit smaller, we can accomplish the same outcome, but not have to consume quite so much space. What are these guys doing? So 1 on the treadmill, 2 on the research. That's 3 of 7 done. We have 1 person cooking. That's 4 of 7. That leaves us only 3 people to actually do tasks in the colony, which is awfully time consuming. Now they're off to bed. It's really hard to get stuff done when you've got like, most of more than half of your colony doing specific idle tasks. But what are you gonna do? I mean, you have to get food, and you gotta get power, so you can have oxygen and food. Maybe we need more duplicates. If we could get a little more food, I could use some more duplicates. It'd be good, because then those guys could do those core functions, and we could still have tons of others to do other work. Oh, and I think somebody mentioned at the end of the last stream we had to add 1 more dining table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I did add 1 at the end of the stream, just so that I wouldn't forget. So we do have dining tables for everyone. If we check our room overlay, we have a dining space in here, which gives a nice stress relief bonus. We have the stamina recovery in the barracks, which is good. We have stress relief in the bathroom, because when you go to the bathroom, you need that stress relief. So everything's good there. Speaking of hatches, did they lay eggs 1.5 times their size? Makes no sense. Well, they've just got, they have mad skills, They can lay eggs like nobody's business. Okay, let's, I'm going to reject all these for now. We're just going to keep the 7 we have for the moment until we get more food. So let's just say, whoop, no. Enable disinfect, we want to disable building. There we go. Yeah, I love that they tuck their hats under their bed. It's pretty awesome. Welcome, Nami. Glad you were able to make it to the stream. Hi, Ivan. Have you been doing your job? I would hope so. Let me see what... I can't even remember what your job is there. Okay. Yes, you're chef. You're producing the food, of course. And, of course, Lady Icky is going to be the... Is it Icky or Itchy? I don't know. Lady Icky is our person that we're going to try to get into the ranching position, so that we can have them handle, like, starting to wrangle some of these hatches. We'll need a space for her to do that. Which I'll probably put at the top this time. I typically put them at the bottom, but it'll be sitting in CO2, and it'll be a little hard for them to go down there and deal with it. going to be a whole lot of sitting and waiting. Soylent Greens hatching. All right, Soylent Greens. We only have 4 blossom seeds so far, so we really need to uncover some more of those, too. Let's try to get some digging going on over here. It's kind of we're sort of in a hurry up and wait phase right now, because we're having to run so much to keep up with the food. In some cases, literally, because they're running on the treadmill. But we have a little bit of meal ice happening now, which is good. These actually could be planted now. I think I added 3 new ones there, so we get a little bit more growth happening. 69% artists. Oh, Durgan. Hi, Johnny. I'm not anybody new to the colony at the moment, but I will start to pick people out of the stream chat when it gets to the point where we start adding more duplicants. Jobless dupe. It's not really that. It's not really that necessarily that important for them to have a job. Caleb Brower must be the last person we brought in. We could probably just make him a gopher for now. It increases his decor requirement, but realistically, our decor is not so bad in here. Well, depending on where you are. It's nice enough in the whole like upper level. The farther down the base you get, a little bit uglier it gets, but that's okay. We're gonna need lights in this room also. Let's see, that's under furniture. We'll do ceiling lights in here, I guess. It's gonna cover like so. I guess we're gonna need 3 of them. Unfortunately, the ceiling lights do produce a little bit of heat, but it shouldn't be too bad. Depending on how temperatures are settling down here anyway. We're going to need to get everything under here insulated at some point. Charizard, we're not putting anyone new in the colony at the moment, but as we add in more duplicants, I'm going to grab people randomly from the chat. I can't make any promises because I kind of just pick them as I go. Otherwise, I have to try to keep track of some kind of crazy list, and that's just too much work. Well, the floor lamps take up floor space, so I would actually lose a number of different places. So if we look at the lamps here, they produce heat of 2.5 watts versus the ceiling lights that produce 2.5 watts. The lamps take half the amount of power, which is good, but they also take up floor space. So if I were to build one, it's going to occupy at least one of the positions where I won't be able to grow any plants. It still reaches only 3 to either side. If we look at the other lights... furniture, sorry. If we look at the other lights, it reaches the similar range, but you can still keep that one place intact at the bottom. So for the sake of 5 watts of power additional, I'm going to use ceiling lights instead. Gives more light for roughly less power and heat. No, it doesn't give more light. It gives the same amount of light. But it does use less power. You're absolutely right. It just takes a spot on the floor, so I can't grow anything in there. We're also going to need our farm station down here, which we should have unlocked. We do. Let's get that built right here. When I'm going to upgrade the bathroom so they won't have manure to take care of? At some point in the future. I'm not entirely sure yet. It depends. The thing is, as soon as I set up a bathroom, then I'm going to need a mechanism to manage the wastewater. We don't have that in place just yet. So for now, I'm going to let them keep using the outhouse because it's not hurting anything. It does actually produce fertilizer, too, through the compost, which could have some uses. But we will ultimately upgrade to the lavatories. You always struggle with power conservers, so you tend to use them more. Yeah. I mean, there are definitely times when I do run short on power, but for the extra 15 watts of power in here, that's largely nothing in the scale of this game. So if that's honestly the trigger that's causing me to be too low on power, then I'm probably overdrawing someplace else. So it doesn't really, in the long run, it doesn't really matter. Let's see, clothing, improved ventilation. We could grab that actually. That would give us access to the high pressure vents, as well as Atmos sensors, which could come in handy. Gas shutoff valves. But what have we got down here? Brute force refinement. At some point we'll need that. Internal combustion. You know what? Let's get this ready because I'm going to want that for fuel. And then I feel like advanced power regulation would be really handy as well. So we'll snag that. And then low resistance conductors. I'm not really super worried about that. Conductive wire bridge. All right, we'll work on the power systems there for now, because we are definitely going to need some sort of a power system. I would really like, ultimately, to put it in a cold biome if we can find one, but we haven't really expanded out yet outside of our colony, so I don't know where to go to get to one. This opening up here is ultimately going to be our little airlock to get out of the colony. without letting any of the gases and stuff in. So once they finish digging this out up here, that will give us a means of exit up there. But again, my priority right now is getting regular and consistent food going. They have this all built. We're going to need power lines for this. Let's just send a wire down here. What happened there? There we go. Oh, come on. Okay, that's going to put... How much have we got drawing on this line right now? 480 watts of 270, so if we add in another 240, it should be all right. Or 720, rather. See, the lines cover 8 tiles? No, they cover the same distance. So it really depends how high up you place them, too, right? So if we look at the ceiling lamp, look how much space it can cover. If you actually have the ceiling high enough, you can cover a pretty large area. Right? But we actually, because of the height of this ceiling, we're only going to get the same coverage as we would with a floor lamp. So if we could actually put it up higher, we would get better light coverage. But I didn't really make the cavern that large. I just made it sort of big enough to actually grow the plants. And then have enough room for paintings for artwork and stuff in there. Ceiling lights constraining through airflow tiles. You can make the mealwood floor airflow, hang the lights in it. Yeah, so you can get a little bit of addition. Well, see, the thing is the ceiling lights all shine downward, right? If you look at the way that it disperses the light, it shines it downwards. I wonder if you can turn these things. I've never tried. No, you can't. Did you miss anything special? Not so much. We just got back into working on the colony. We're almost finished with digging out the area where we're going to do our bristleberry farm, although we need a whole lot more bristleberries. We need to do some serious digging to try to find those. We're sort of teetering on that edge of having the right amount of food, but not quite. I'm mildly worried about the amount of water it's going to take to produce oxygen, so I should probably... Let's keep an eye on our algae. We have 5.8 tons of that. There's still quite a bit of algae, so the oxygen rooms aren't the biggest rush, but I would like to move to them sooner rather than later. I've been finding lately that... So what I used to do really early on was I would rush to get the oxygen rooms so that I could get away from having a dependence on algae. And then as they added a whole lot more algae in, I just started kind of getting lax on that until it would get to be later in the game and I hadn't gotten things started when we started to run out of algae. So I want to try and get away from that pace this time around. We'll get everything in place early on, and then it won't cause the same kind of problems. Come on, little duplicants. I'm gonna need more builders. Do I have a Discord? I do. The link to the Discord, if you want to go into it, is in the description of every stream. And then I also have a link to it on... You should be able to see the link on the banner on the channel page. As well as in the About section on the channel page, you can find that as well. Am I going to play PixArk? That's a good question. I was looking at it, and I haven't decided. I have another game that a developer was kind enough to share a key with me for, called Card Life, that I'm going to be going to check out. So I don't know if I'm going to get into PixArk. I'm not super enthused about it. I mean, it's kind of like it's almost like a Minecraft-y version of Ark Survival Evolved, so... I don't know. I mean, if I was going to play that, I kind of feel a little bit like, well, why wouldn't I just play the real Ark? Which I haven't been doing lately, so I don't know. My suspicion is no. I'm probably not going to play it. You're torn over the getting this beta. 1, every update could force you to start your colony over, but 2, it could be a year or more before the game's done. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to these kinds of early release types of things, you really have to be willing to accept that there's going to be a lot of change over time. Things could get broken. You might have to restart your game over again. If that's something that's probably going to cause some concern for you, then it probably isn't a good choice. I happen to think it's a fantastic game, and even though it's not finished, it offers so much amazing gameplay. And the fact that they keep adding things in, for me, keeps reinventing the game, which is amazing. I'm going to switch this over to Lyslow so we can get a decent amount of calorie production going there from our fancy meal lice. But yeah, I mean, if you're willing to accept some of those challenges, then I think there's a lot to be said for this game and the fact that it just continues to grow. So you keep reinventing your experience a little bit, which is kind of cool. A lot of times to get finished with the game, you might play it for a month or two. You feel like you've kind of mastered it all and you beat it, and then it doesn't have that same kind of same level of interest anymore. The neat thing about something in development is that because it's still changing, you know, it's like the game keeps becoming new, which is kind of cool. Doesn't work for every game, but I've been finding for this one, they've added significant layers of complexity over time and all these other cool things you can do. And for me, I don't know, that's kind of cool. I enjoy it. When will I stream a video on the game for Card Life? Should be sometime this week. I just need to figure out timing. Floor lights illuminate 4 tiles on either side. Well, if we look at the lighting here... Yeah, I guess technically it does reach up high enough, but it's at the ground level. It's only getting the 3 on either side, so it'd be okay for. Yeah, I'm not sure how. Oh, there we go. There it's 3 on either side or 4 on either side. I don't know how it considers the light source. So if it's not actually at the base of the plant, I don't know if it counts it or not. But either way, it takes up a floor space, and I want all the floor spaces I can get in order to grow food. I'm good, Michael. How are you? There's no ice biome nearby that I've found. We haven't gotten out to explore just yet, though. We have to kind of like dig out into those other biomes before we can get there. That's what we started to do here. We created a little airlock kind of system there. We should probably do one down lower, too. There is a little ruin down here we could go explore, but it's kind of down here in the disgusting germ biome. Ooh, not too many germs over on this side. That might be worth drilling down to. A lot of polluted oxygen here, but that's okay. We can get some thimbleweeds and stuff in here too. Back to that argument. Yeah, well, it goes around and around. The thing is, I think what's cool about this game is that there's no one right way to play it. You know, you play how you want. And definitely, there are a lot of different opinions of what that is. You can elevate the farm tiles. Yeah, but I'm not going to bother. I've already got them built. I don't see any reason why I would do that. One way or another, I'm going to need 3 lamps to cover this width. Okay, this one's lit up, so it's shining there. Let's we might as well plant some plants here. I only have 4 of them right now, though, so we'll plant them on the very ends here where it's already lit up. We can start getting some farming going there. Once this gets actually built in here, the little farm station, that'll increase the growth of our plants here too, which is great. They're delivering food to the wrong ration box. Oh, they are. What are you guys doing to me here? Turn this down. That's a 7. That's a 7. That one's a 6. Okay, good. So they should be filling up this one last because it's the closest to the top. Now this should stay perfectly in a nice little CO2 pocket, but just in case something happens up here where the pressure gets high enough, it compresses the CO2 down inside the space. I don't think it will with just this one opening, but if it should, then this box will be the last one they fill up. So we should keep it pretty much in there. Let's get rid of this box here so they don't ever put any more food in that. I want to make sure it doesn't go bad on us. What little bit we have, we want to make sure it stays fresh. Love your videos. Watched all these ones. Thanks, Sean. I'm glad you enjoy them. Lots of sinks to stop the germs. Yeah. So we'll put sinks up here, obviously, for when they go out. Now, over in this side here, we don't have the germs so much. Ooh, we do. What? Wait a minute. Huh. Well, that's new. It used to be slime lung germs were only in the swamp biomes, and now they're not. Now on the plus side, the ones that are over here, well, these ones down here are airborne. That's crazy. Must be because of the polluted oxygen that's down here. And this nasty little dude. I don't know. Maybe he's adding the germs. Because that's bad. I've never seen germs in the purple biomes before. There is chlorine gas in here, which sort of keeps it from becoming airborne, but we're going to need probably a little cleaning station in here as well. Maybe like a little storage room we can put items in so they can kind of get a little bit decontaminated. When am I doing another CMS 2018? Probably tomorrow night. I think it's going to be another Car Mechanic Simulator stream. I want to get into one of the DLCs that came out recently that I didn't get into. Probably the Lotus, I'm thinking. It just won't finish my wires. Come on, guys. They should be able to reach it. I know they got this one over here, so they should be able to get these ones. See, now these plants aren't growing yet because we don't have any water, so we got to wait for this power line to be finished, which I probably didn't prioritize higher, did I? No, it's still at a 5. That might be part of the issue. Let's do that. We'll do this. And we'll do that. We actually don't have the pipe finished there either yet. Tenacious germs, that slime lung. Yeah, so it seems like in these updates, they've made the slime lung much more resilient than it used to be. It used to be you could just put a couple of little deodorizers out in the space. It would kind of clean up the polluted oxygen. and then the germs would die off relatively quickly, and you'd have clean air to breathe in there with no germs in it. Now it seems to be a little more resilient to the fresh air. It just doesn't die off as readily. We shall see how it goes, though. Okay, so this looks like it's all ready. What am I missing here? There's a connection not made. Okay, so we need piping in here. There we go. As soon as I get that all finished, we'll get some water pumping out of here. Should be okay on our power systems. Let's check our research again. Wow, nice. Okay, so they finished through advanced power, fossil fuels, natural gas, oil refinery, and petroleum generator. That will lead us on to plastics. Or we can go the route of getting some automatic controls and some generic sensors and things, which we'll probably need brute force management for as well. I'm not ready for fossil fuels, so let's go into the sensors. Some of those could be handy as we start to get set up for oxygen rooms and that sort of thing. Yeah, slime lung decay is much slower now. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Which I guess is a good thing, because it got so trivial that I didn't really even have to pay attention to it anymore. So I suppose now it sort of works out. It's a little bit more challenging, but... Oh, what do we got going on here? Why is there all this water on the floor? What are you guys doing to me here? Who dumped water on the floor, and why? Let's go down to the plumbing. We're going to need a bottle emptier here. Just dump that out here. I wonder why they ended up with water on the floor. That's very weird. Leave space for weezeworts right under the bulb. Well, I mean, the temperature in here is not that bad. It's like 25 degrees. 27 degrees over on this side. But a lot of this we're coming from outside. It is going to get a little warm in here. I really should do some power system. Even though it's not going to be in an ideal space. Where can I find some gold amalgam here? I want some gold for our power systems because it handles the heat better. Alternatively, we would go after the iron ore. And we do have some over here. Is it germy? Alright, this iron ore is not germy, so we could go after that. And I want to insulate over here anyway, so maybe that's a good idea. Let's do a little tunnel all the way through here. Nope, that didn't work at all. That's what I wanted. Let's go 3 high through here. I want to insulate underneath our little garden anyway. Then we'll build them a little staircase down. That'll keep them away from all those nasty chemicals. So they can still sort of breathe in this space. A bunch of coal down here too. Might I exploit some bugs in the game, or is it just a fair game? I generally try to just play a fair game. I mean, there are some things that I do, like running infinite cycles of things where you can create a loop where there's no loss, that kind of stuff. Pipe leaks sometimes when being built. I've never noticed that. What's up with this one? No seed and no pipe in that one. That's really weird. And this one here is showing that there's... Oh, the pipe's partially built. I get it. I think. Yeah, the pipe's partially built here. They haven't finished it. Why is this one broken? I'm very confused. Somebody broke a pipe in there. That makes no sense to me. Alright, hold on. Let's go deconstruct that one liquid pipe. Since it seems to be broken for some weird reason. That's probably where the water came from, although I don't know why that would be the case. Please use a smart battery. It will save your resources more. Yeah, smart batteries are neat. They do take up a little bit more of a footprint on the ground. But they are handy. Thank you for the good content, you butt out. I've been watching you for 2 weeks. Love the channel, and thanks, Fox. Thanks, Christopher. Appreciate that. Here are all these Celsius units. I have no idea what's going on. Dr. Mr. Jeff. Yeah, it's that whole global measurement system that's a real challenge. So pretty much if you want to convert Celsius into Fahrenheit, like a simple way to do the math is you multiply by 1.8 and add 32. Or double and add 32 will give you a rough estimate. So down here, if we're talking, say, 26 degrees Celsius, if we doubled it, you'd have 52, and then add 32 is about 84, but that's a little bit on the high side, so it's close to 80 degrees in that space. Fahrenheit. That's a rough estimate. Okay, so we lack a farmer, so nobody's actually using this one just yet, but that's all right. Just please finish my pipe so we can get water in here. These plants are not growing. Give me priority on that pipe. Get her done. Let's get her done. Calories are growing. At least we're up to 9,800. Almost 9,900 kilocalories. What happens if you put an air gap between two walls of insulated tiles? Well, it depends. If you can create a vacuum in that space, it makes a very good insulator. So out here, for example, if I were to put a second tile row out here, and then use a pump or something to suck out all the gases in between and create a vacuum, that makes a very good heat insulator. But you can also that will also create insulation too, even just having a gap there, because the heat would have to heat up the gas that's in that space, which would have to heat up then past the inner wall. So even that would create, like, without creating a vacuum, you still get a nice insulation layer. Smart batteries are awesome for maintaining heat from the coal generator. Yeah, I haven't played around with the smart batteries yet, so I'm not sure what kind of heat they produce. What does it say on here? Oh, we don't have smart batteries yet. Power capacity, 20 kilojoules. Heat, 2.5 watts versus the regular battery, which is 6.25 watts. So the smart batteries are actually lower on heat as well. Come on, guys. I need you just to finish this one little pipe. Just this one little pipe. Right here. Nope, that wasn't the one. That's the one. Just give me that one little pipe. We have our chef running on a treadmill. That's no good. Okay, that can't happen. We need the chef to be cooking. Let's go into priorities. Where's our chef? All right, Summer, you can't be producing power, Summer. That just makes no sense at all for us. So, where's the power generation? I can't even read right now. Cook, tiny care, research, operate, farm, ranch, build, dig, supply, storage. Am I blind? Combat, life support, toggle, care, tidy, cook, art, research, operate, farm, ranch, build, dig, supply, storage. They used to have one for power generation, I could have sworn, but they must have changed it. If I turn her off of operate or make that lower, I wonder if she'll get off the treadmill. Operate equals power? Yeah, okay. Man, I might have to forbid it altogether. Just get off of there. Get off the treadmill. Let someone else run on that thing. There we go. I don't know if that'll impair her operating anything else, but at least someone else is running on the treadmill now. Hopefully that's our little gopher. No, I did build a new one in there. I'm sure I did. Oh, I didn't. Nope. You're right. I got no brains to hold me down. I think what I did was I tried to build over it, and then when nothing happened, I told it to destroy it and then build it. Or I decided to destroy it, and then I had to wait to build it. But, you know, remember, like a goldfish and all that. Okay, we have water flowing through finally. Our plants at the end here are getting some water, so that's good. Nice. Okay. So we'll finally get some crops growing there. Ooh, they dug this out up here, too. We need to find more bristleberry seeds. Ooh, we got some more. We have some more blossom seeds. Okay, so we can copy these. Let's just make the whole thing. So as they find it, they'll go and do it. That'd be good. You're a mother of 5. The treadmill's your life. I bet. It's my fault you spent 200 hours on this game and haven't made it past cycle 250. Oh no. I'm a chronic colony restarter. I enjoy building the early parts of the colony. I know some people really get into like these massive bases and stuff that slow down their computer. I get to the point where I just want to really start a new one all the time. Which is maybe why for me it's good that I'm playing in in the early access where they're constantly updating stuff because I keep having an excuse to go back and start over again. Jobs mastered. Who mastered their job? Durgan's mastered the art student job. But we don't really need to increase her art level right now. I was not really worried about that too much. Oh, they have no farm. Yeah, okay. We probably want that. Let's put that at 6. Give them a little step so they can actually get through there. That would be novel. Have I experienced any crashes in the new patch? No, I don't think I have. I mean, I don't know what the crash looks like. It just says like the black hole ate your game or whatever, but no, I think I've been lucky enough that I haven't run into any of those. So if we can get our hands on this iron, this would be okay for making our initial power systems. It doesn't work quite as well at managing the heat as the gold amalgam does. But the gold amalgam, we're gonna have to go into the swamp biomes, and I want to be prepared for that because the last time I didn't give it its appropriate due, and a bunch of our duplicates got sick. You don't really want dupe stays in one job 100%, then dupe master their job. They save all stats and skills. Yeah, I'm aware that you can swap them around. I mean, we have where's Durgan? Well, Summer's a sous chef. She's already mastered, but I want to keep a chef in play. What else has Durgan got going on here skill-wise? 7 creativity, athletics, construction. All right, let's swap Durgan out of the art student job because we don't really need an artist just now. And we could let her try something else. So maybe we'll send her as a general engineer, maybe. Artist and art student. That's interesting. So, yeah, we'll get our general engineer. We don't have one of those yet. Congratulations. You've been cross-promoted into a different job or something. Don't forget about the mystery geyser. Yes, there is that out here somewhere. Where is that thing? I hear it. There it is. It's hiding right in this little space in here. Which is surrounded by germs. Which kind of vexes me a little bit. Don't like the germs. The germs, they don't like me. Yeah, I'm aware they'll keep the skills even if you move them. Well, there's not really much more art to make right now, Durgan. I mean, we could do some more paintings down here in the garden, but right now we really don't need it. Our stress is only at 4%. Duplicates aren't really upset about things. Ooh, good, they're starting to work over here. Make way, my minions. Let's do some more insulated tile. I don't have a Bizalite, so I can't just use regular Bizalite tile. So we'll do some insulated tile along here to try to protect our garden a little bit from the nasty heat that's just outside here. And I should probably throw a little door on here, too. Do what we can to mitigate some of that heat. First live stream. Really enjoy your content. Thanks for keeping it family friendly. Thanks, Curtis. Welcome to the stream. Glad you can make it out. Are there any issues with the water trapped into the plants before it combines with the other tank? No, it should be fine. It was actually just from a leaking pipe up here, I think. We'll double check it for germs. It's fine. It's all clean water. Should be good. Actually, we should just set that to mop. They can empty it out. This here, I want to be liquid for fresh water. That morb is proof that given enough time, anything in this game can become a problem. Yeah, no kidding, right? There's a little morb here. I think they must be producing the germs. Does it say they're a germ carrier? Morbs attract to decomposing courses, corpse and blah blah. Capture method traps. Germs. No surface germs. I mean, it doesn't show that it's a carrier, I don't think. Oh, yes, it does. There we go. All right. Nasty little guy. What's funny is that the germs have even gotten like up into the hydrogen and it's not dying off. No, it's kind of going down. It's fluctuating. It's on its way down, but then it kind of bumps up every because the germs replicate like after they have a certain cycle. And even in the hydrogen, it seems to be doing it. Weird. Careful, someone might pee in that water. Yeah, there is that problem. Let's try to block this off a little bit. I mean, I don't really need them to go in here, but I do need them to be able to use the bottle emptier. We'll see what happens. With any luck, they won't pee in my water. Which basically boils down to, at some point, they're guaranteed to. Because it happens like every time. It's the geyser? You think the geyser's producing the germs? I don't know. I think it's this guy. I think he's making the germs. I mean, we can't tell what the geyser is here exactly. I mean, I suppose it could be like a polluted oxygen geyser, but... Germs and Hydra are buggy, they never die. That's great. I mean, the temperature's not high enough to kill them anyway. It's only 32 degrees, and the slime lung, I think, is good until 75 degrees. The germs. Change rate minus 16. Yeah, so it is showing some change. Change rate minus 1. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Dying on gas. 3% dead per cycle. But it's actually... That's terrible. That'll never go away. It does find a way. Well, I mean, have you seen those... in real life, there's those microorganisms they found that were actually surviving on sub-ocean volcano openings where the temperatures were just ridiculously hot, and they were managing to survive in there. So yeah, right. They will, like, really find a way, regardless of the environment. Surprised you don't have any Kerbal streams. Any experience or interest in that game? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I looked at the game at one point, but at some point it was like, well, it's kind of been out for a while. There's not a ton of interest for it on YouTube anymore, I don't think. So I kind of played around with other games instead. Welcome back, Durgan. Properly back, as you say. Okay, we're finally getting to the iron, which will do good things. I'm thinking maybe I want to put my, maybe I'll put my power generation down here. We can take out some of this copper and stuff. I don't really care if it sits in the CO2. I just wish that I had a cold biome right next door. I can stick it in there. Actually, you know what? As we dig out this way, we might even find a cold biome out this way. It might make more sense to put the power out here. Out here. This is my Canadian coming out, eh? Might make more sense to put the power out here and then run a power line all the way in across the bottom. We can set some transformers and stuff to send up a couple of lines and segregate our power system that way and use this whole bottom row down here as our mechanism for sending the heavy watt wire. Contact Bethesda and tell them to nerf slime lung. Bethesda? Why Bethesda? This game is made by Clay Entertainment, and they make good games. They also make Don't Starve. They have one coming up that's called Hot Lava, which I really want to try out. Okay, I'm going to send some guys out here on an exploratory mission. They can get some algae over here, too. I built this door here, but I probably should have just gone with a standard little CO2 airlock. And it's not too late to do that. Let's maybe do that. Brains? There we go. Insulated tile here. There, if they dig that out, we'll have a little airlock. Have I played Don't Starve? I have. Great game. I haven't played it much recently. I should probably go back and play it again. Particularly since there's a new update that's supposed to be coming out for it, Hamlet. Is that too big? I feel like I made that too big. No, I guess it's fine. You're an engineer now, Durgan. Congratulations. You went right from doing art to being an engineer. I mean, it's a natural leap. Everybody does it. Pump air down there. Down where? Down at the lower level there, you mean? Yeah, because I mean, right now they're just running through CO2, but... I need to put a scrubber down here eventually. Let's dig this out. There's air right here. Can dig all this. The CO2 here as well. Wow, lots of CO2 there. But there's also air. Little oxalate crystals. So all kinds of good oxygen there. Oxygen isn't required. That's right, man. We don't need no oxygen. Psst, stinking oxygen. Lousy Flanders. Who's gonna get their head stuck? Oh, I thought for sure someone's gonna run over there and get their head stuck in that tile. They disappointed me. Down here too, at some point, it'd be nice to put. When we get to the point of having exosuits, we can build a proper, a bigger airlock down here even, and have it as an exit point where they can put on the exosuits to head out. That'd be pretty cool. Hamlet's fine too, but it's not multiplayer. Yeah, it's not. But even still, I like that they're still supporting that game. They didn't just sort of put it out there in what was like a largely finished product and then leave it alone. They kept developing it. So don't scrub CO2, compress it. What's the difference? I'd have to muck around with a whole bunch of like a whole bunch of doors to compress it and stuff. I just don't. I don't see the point of the effort. Particularly since later on we can get some more automation stuff going. Get our fancy little delivery systems. Should play DST with Ari. Ari's good at that game. I never know what I'm doing. Found out this tip from Vox's channel. Desert bases are OP, have regular free vegetables that grow in winter, plus the flower in summer and tumbleweeds instead of grass twigs. Wait, how do they grow flowers in the desert? Do they actually grow? I didn't even notice that. Do they actually grow there? That's weird. There is one geyser. It's hidden right here. It's kind of buried. We got to dig it out. But we don't know what we're going to find when we dig it out. It could be almost anything. It could even be a pony. You know how long we've wanted one of those. All that CO2 and they love it. CO2. I want to get a hold of some slicksters, but... Oh, look at that. Just by creating a bigger gap here, it let more of the CO2 push its way down here, so it's kind of moved out of the road. How's our air pressure in here now, though? I gotta make sure we maintain good pressure for the plants. 171 grams. It's not very... It's not very high pressure in there, which isn't great. Let's maybe put some airflow tiles in here just to make sure things stay nice and toasty gas-wise. Dig down to some slickers so they can eat the CO2. Yeah, eventually we will, but we have to be able to make plastics first. I mean, I guess if we could dig straight down there, the CO2 would just fall, and then they'd deal with it all the way down there. However, if we actually want to bring the slicksters up and make use of them, we're going to have to get into plastics first. And then that will allow us to... Oh, there's a hatch trapped in the door. Poor little guy. Somebody let the hatch out of the door. That's just mean. There you go. Lady Icky let him out. All this wonderful stuff. Okay, let's make sure we have this all set up. Organic. Not polluted dirt. Copy settings. We are going to need more storage. There's no way that's enough. So I have to expand on that too. CO2 moves right, moves to the bottom right. Hydrogen moves to the top left. Only has weird physics. Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. It's also about where your pressure source is from, though, too. So if you look on here, there's no counter pressure on this side because it's just ceiling over here. So all the pressure that's built up here as it pushes down is going to naturally force its way in this direction. So it's also just part of the... I mean, that physics makes sense. This is... If you had like a big open space and you put some CO2 in it and it naturally moved down to the bottom right, that would be the weird physics. But in this case, the way the pressure is located is just... it's a natural movement flow. Okay, what do we have out here? Man, there's still no cold biome. We got more swamp out here. We could try extending it downwards. We could send a ladder down here. New sponsor! Welcome, Akash Serene. Thanks so much for sponsoring the channel. I really appreciate the support. I'm glad you enjoy the content enough that you feel like you'd like to sponsor it. That's fantastic. Okay, well, I mean, we could do a ladder and go straight down here, I guess, and try to explore southward, but, you know, we are going to have a bit of an issue with oxygen because it's not included. Imagine that. But we'll try it. I want to kind of see what's down here anyway. How are we doing germ-wise down here? Everything's germ-free down here, too, so this is really nice. These little ruins that they put in are really great for that. They give you access to stuff that's in the swamp biome, but they generally don't have germs right around them, which is kind of awesome. Been watching your videos for long. Can't believe you have 210 hours in this game. Well, that's a fair amount. Yeah, I mean, I think, actually, you're right around the same range that I am. We looked last time. I can't remember what the number was. It was either 200 and something or 300 and something. I can't remember. Can you get oil manually? No. Not really. See, if you heat up if you heat up the oil, it will actually produce natural gas. But if you cool the natural gas, you don't get oil. So the only way to get the oil is through the slicksters, having them consume CO2, or you can go down deep enough and find oil or an oil geyser and deal with those. But yeah, suffocation's on their heads. That's right. Lazy dupes. You know what? Actually, while we're down here, it would make a lot of sense to send a duplicate over here. We can gather up all this thistle reed here, so we can actually start producing some clothing and stuff, and that'll be our gateway into making exosuits, which we're definitely going to need if we're going to go too far down. Kind of keep our duplicates safe. I was really hoping there would be a cold biome like right here that I could build a power station in. But it's not. It doesn't look like it's going to cooperate. So, for the meantime, maybe we'll just build a power station down here. And I'll do a CO2 scrubber down here, too, to kind of take care of that. Right. Alright, coal generator. We have some iron ore. If I can actually... I'm trying to see if it actually shows the overheat. Core plus 10%. Iron ore... Maybe is it steel that actually has the heat benefit? And not iron ore? I can't remember. Nevertheless, I'm going to use iron ore for the power system. We'll just do... How many things have we got running here? Let's do 2 for now. Things are getting a little toasty down here, so I'm going to be a little bit careful of that. I'm going to add the same kind of little airlock system in here so that we can create a natural little CO2 lock. Oops, don't want to do that. Cancel there. And that will allow us to handle that. Let's see, in power we should have, there we go, the heavy watt joint plate. I'm going to set that in here. Alright, I guess we need to get rid of this. Cancel that. Alright, heavy watt joint plate can go here. Give it some heavy watt wire. Okay. Actually, this little power line down here is going to be a problem, too. That's alright, though, I guess. I'm going to want 2 directions for this to go. I kind of want the power to be able to go up this side, but then also go up the middle. That way I can power the things on this side of the base with the one power line, and with the other side of the base with the other. If we go over to here and look at our power transformers, we can spin one of these around. That's going to be the way. Kind of need to build a floor here. So we'll build one there. I'm going to build another one over here, even though obviously there's no space there to do it yet. Like so. We'll dig all this out. Actually, I better check my germs over here. Ooh, that's getting close to the germs. Okay, and then I want to do a little gas airlock on this side too. We don't really even... Oh, I can't even. I don't have enough space. Alright, well, when they deal with this, actually, I can just use... I can just use, like, the joint plate and stuff here instead. We'll put another wall there, maybe. You can catch slicksters by Max Rancher. I thought they could only wrangle hatches. But mind you, I haven't built one up to max yet, so that could explain that. Is there another geyser next to the morb? Not the one over it. What? Let's take a look. I mean, I don't see any more neutronium here. Just that one patch of neutronium. It doesn't look like it. Normally you'd have that neutronium underneath the geyser, so I think there's still just the one here. Just one. Tons of resources out here. Sorry, what's this? Normally have a tile there. Might be fewer resources, but did I miss a question? If you're going to start ranching, you can just build a parlor thing in the territory and just let the rancher tame them. You just capture them directly without needing plastics. Yeah, the wrangling is the really handy part. Puff spotted at 9 o'clock. That's right. Right over here. Cute little puffy. We can't catch these guys, though. We've got to do like a little lure thing for them to kind of draw them in, which requires plastics. So we kind of have to get to the point of having plastics before we can do that. I probably shouldn't build these things on the... on the copper floor there. Let's go this route. In our power systems, I want more heavy watt wire. This is going to go over here. And for now, we'll just connect to that. This side, this is going to connect to here. Regular wire can then connect into this branch. What do we have on this line? So we have 180, 300. So like 600 here. Actually, that should be fine. Nice. Oh no, turn this off. Come on. Disable building. Don't need that yet. Let's build a little storage room in here. We can actually put some coal right down by our little thing there so they don't have to run so far to get it. Take the boat and run. Wait, wrong stream. That's right. Yar, they scuttled the ship, they did. Why is a joint plate if it's an open airlock? I don't know. Just so I don't have to duck through it with the wire. You're right, I could just weave the wire through there. I just wanted a straight line. Any plans to revisit RimWorld? Yeah, absolutely. I have so many different games I'm trying to play right now, and I'm not getting enough time to commit to any of them. I'm kind of like my own worst enemy that way. I need to, like, I don't know. I need to find a way to just free up more time so that I can actually play more games. Food shortage. Oh, they stopped, they didn't get a harvest, so I should actually go in here. He's got one on the road. He's in the middle of producing one. Who mastered a job now? Caleb Brower's got the Master Gopher, so let's change his job up. Ooh, and actually Snowheart's a Master Gopher too. So we'll get rid of them. Let's see, you can be... Apprentice Architect, maybe? We have miners, I think. Miners, Reachers. We don't have groundskeepers, so somebody could be a groundskeeper, I guess. Caleb, how do you feel about being a groundskeeper? I feel great. Okay, good. And then Snowheart could be an architect. There we go. Ooh, research is done too. Okay, more stuff we can research. Let me see. We go into improve plumbing, which gets to liquid tuning, improve ventilation, which will move us towards, let's go this route. I want to get those exosuits at some point. And we're kind of digging our way down here so we can actually get down to the thimble reed, so we can make use of that. I'm doing a good job of building this out. We'll soon have a working power system that I can separate, and then we won't have to worry about running out of power. Always with the food shortage. RimWorld does take some time to figure out. You've got 1,700 hours. 1,700 hours. That's a fair amount. Also, Fox, push your merch. Yeah, by the way, so there's been a lot of demand over the course of the last year for merchandise that's sort of themed with the channel stuff. And it's not something that I really went after, but over time there's been enough interest in people asking on Discord and things for it. So I finally put together a merch shop that Durgan's linked in the chat there. It's on Redbubble, and so far it's just a few items. I have a couple little designs in there. I might eventually do a contest for some t-shirts designs kind of thing. But in the meantime, we just have a couple of designs in there that have some things that are sort of channel branded, some stuff that comes up in the stream all the time, like the SMRT thing that I'm always saying. But yeah, feel free to go check out the merchandise shop. They make a really good quality. I ordered a bunch of them myself because I wanted to make sure that the shirts were actually to be decent quality and not just pure junk. They're actually really good. I'm wearing one right now, actually. They're very nice. Okay, this is still building. Why? Why so slow? These I want set for coal. Consumable ore, coal. Set that at 6 maybe, so they'll prioritize putting it down here. Cover that under there. These can be a 7, so they'll refill them when needed. Actually, I really want to get to the automation stuff. We can set this up so we'll automatically refill these machines for us out of the storage containers. It's amazing. Need $40. Need shirts. Well, the t-shirts shouldn't be 40. I think they're 20-something. But I guess then with shipping and stuff, I don't know. Need to dig out my generator. Where? What generator? I don't see a generator that needs digging out. Unless, I don't know, unless you're talking about something else. Set Nightbot to plug your merch every 30 minutes or so? Yeah, I could do that. I don't want to be super noxious about it. I mean, I know people were kind of interested in it. That's why I set it up. But I also don't want it to be like, hey, just constantly buy my stuff. I feel like that would be kind of annoying. So I haven't really pushed it a ton. But, oh, need multiple shirts. I see. 1 hour, 1 life. Actually, I think I need to see CrypticFox playing that. I can hear him narrating the pain of that game. That game looks really neat. When it first came out, I was really interested in buying it. And then I got busy with a couple of other things, and I haven't done it yet. I have so many games on the go right now, and so many codes. I've gotten some more codes and stuff. Just make a Nightbot merch command. Yeah, I guess I could do that too. I've gotten codes for a few other games that I want to try out and get on the channel also. So it's kind of like, I don't know, trying to find that balance about what I should play and when I can play it is going to be rough. If you don't want it to be obnoxious, do it every 30 seconds. That'd be great. Shouldn't those vertical tiles to the left of the generator be insulated? Yeah, it would probably make sense. We could kind of help protect the heat situation down there because things are probably a little warm. Well, I mean, it's moderate right now, but this room will get very hot with the generators running in here. So, yeah, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to swap that out. Just make these insulated. Like so. Actually, I guess this could probably run now. It's connected, so we have it feeding into the power supply. So we'll enable one of the generators for now. If you buy my shirt, I'll name a dupe after you. Oh my gosh, no. I don't think we're ever going to go that way. I turned the generators off at one point because I didn't want them running while they weren't connected. Because they'll run and produce power for no usable purpose at all. Alright, so we have the 2 batteries here in the middle of the base. I don't want them kept there, though, because that's just bad heat management. So we're going to need a different place to put batteries. I can put a couple up top here, I guess. Actually, where's our... Do we have smart batteries yet? No. Smart batteries are unlocked, but we don't have any refined metals yet. So I'm just going to do regular batteries up here. We'll do 3 up here, and I'll do 3 over here for now. And I'll connect them on the 2 separate power grids so that we have batteries. And then ultimately I'll get rid of the ones that are in the middle of the base because I don't want them producing heat in here. It's already getting warm. May want to insulate all around the generators. Yeah, I ultimately will. This water acts as a really good insulator, so I'm not worried about upwards heat so much. We have heat, a little bit of insulation here. We'll see what happens with the ground here in terms of the heating. This side here is already going to be insulated. I need actually... in here I'm going to put an insulated wall also, so this will be in its own separate little compartment. I'm going to need a ladder. Alright, it's weird, but you'll see what I mean. We'll put a ladder there so they can kind of reach up and dig all this stuff out, and then I can run a power line up. So in here, we'll need just regular wiring run off this transformer. It can go up and connect into this. Similarly, it will go up and connect into this, which means that we'll need to dig out this space. Put an insulated tile in there. Eventually, we'll actually convert this whole top level to insulated tile as well. Just trying to protect everything. We don't need oxygen. We don't need no stinking oxygen. Why isn't this running? Oh, it's just waiting on algae, but not that it's a big issue because we have quite a bit of air pressure in there right now. This is all running well. This is all connected. Things are good. No seed available. Gotta find more seeds. Smart battery solves the waste with the coal gens. It turns them off when they're not needed. Yeah. So with the smart battery, I haven't played around with them yet at all, to be honest with you. Do they have to be positioned close enough that you can run an automation wire from the smart battery back to the generator? In which case, we might need to build like a battery bank down below here. Dupe with Farm Master to use. Oh, we do. Aha. They weren't. They didn't have it mastered just yet. There you go. Make a position. Actually, we want to move her up to rancher. There we go. What else have we got mastered? Research assistant is mastered, so we can move them up to scientist, which is probably a good idea because we want to get them leveled up enough that we can study the geysers. Apprentice miner, I should probably swap them out for someone else, but I don't have anyone else I want to swap to that just yet. So maybe we'll move them up to... if we bump them up, they'll be tier 3. They'll, yeah, whatever. It's only a stress increase, and we're only at 1% stress, so I think we should be fine. So happy, thinking as their limited edition glittery Jareth Funko Pop back inside. Oh, okay. It puts the batteries on the same side as your generators in the power grids that when your gen runs out of power, there's still power being fed to the grid. Yeah, I mean, we can have it on both sides of the grid ultimately. Probably what I should do is do like an emergency bank of batteries right underneath here. You watch Vox play with them. Best thing about those is you only need one of the smart batteries, but it takes a bit of fiddling to get it set. Yeah, I could see that. Most of the automation kind of stuff you sort of have to play around with to get that right balance. I think it's gonna get warm in here. Yeah, it's already getting a little toasty. I'll be curious to see whether we run into a heat problem in this room. Eventually, it will be an issue because these cold generators produce a fair amount of heat. Maybe not so much in terms of like heat expanding out from the base, but actually, it's going to be an issue coming right through our heavy watt plate. Maybe I should have gone the bendy route and just sent the wire down underneath. I'm going to do that. I don't want to risk having this fancy heat scenario here. Send it right through the little elbow. I should have done that in the first place. I don't know why I even bothered with the joint plate. Keep one miner at all times. Yeah. Oh, the ranchers can't use the farm station? No! That's no good. Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. What does it say we need here? Yeah, just farmer or seasoned farmer. Okay, so clearly ranching is... Well, I need another farmer. Maybe what I'll do is... Let's get her to start wrangling. Where can we put our little hatches? I was going to put oxygen generation up here, but I guess we can keep going vertically upwards. I can put the oxygen up higher when we ultimately get to that spot. Maybe we'll build a little ranch right above here above the living quarters. And we can kind of tuck them into this little place. As long as they don't go through this little opening and run around on me, that would stink. Okay. Actually, if we do screen doors over here, I think there's a room for the ranch, right? Stable, yeah. So I want ranch stations, yada, yada, yada. Okay. So if we put some doors on here, and what do we have ranching-wise? Where do they hide all that stuff? Stations. All right, we have a grooming station. We can put that in here. What else? What else? It's not refinement. It's not ventilation, obviously. Plumbing, food. There we go. We want a critter drop off. We'll put that there. We're going to need the critter feeder. Just stick that right in there. That should be a good start, at least. We'll obviously want to finish off these walls here. And I'll probably have to move up. I'll have to move my door up a little bit. Because I'm going to need oxygen up in this space, but that's okay. We'll worry about that afterwards. Almost forgot it was Tuesday. Welcome back, Bat Tycoon. They will use the stations once they learn the skill. Then you can make them a rancher. Oh, yeah, I guess that's fair enough. So as soon as we put them... Do they get the skill like as soon as you give it to them? Ranching, farming. Let's see. Hold on. Let's try moving... make her a farmer for now while we're building the ranch anyway. She'll go swap hats, and then now we can use the farm station. I don't think that requires power, does it? No. Oh, there she goes. She's doing some fancy fertilizing. Please, tomorrow I'll play Fortnite. No, tomorrow night I'm probably going to be playing Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. Although, actually, when this stream is over, I'm going to be playing Fortnite with my buddy Kazi. I won't be streaming it tonight, but you'll be able to find it on Kazi's channel at mixer.com/casual_Kazi. If you're interested in Fortnite, I'll be playing later. We don't need oxygen. That's right. The hatches don't technically need it. They're fine. It's just that when we send a duplicate up there to actually play around with the oxygen, then they kind of might want it. Maybe. Who died? Nobody died. We just have 7 duplicates. That's how it is. Oop, we finished more research. Oh, no, we didn't yet. We're still going. Still going. Let's prioritize this business. 7. Don't forget to deconstruct your batteries. Yes, thank you very much. Let's get rid of these. We'll save the heat. It's all set up, looking good. Oh, this is done down here, so I'm going to want this. Perfect. Upper airlock is blocked, so the dupes can't keep digging. Oh, it is. How'd that copper get in there? That's weird. Thanks for spotting that. That was a little weird. Did they get down here yet? No, still not quite down here. I keep telling them to go different places. I'm like, no, do this now. Oh, wait, I changed my mind. Go do that. I'm a little spastic when I play this game. I should actually at one point sit down and plan out how I want my ultimate base to look, and then try to build it. I kind of build on the fly all the time. But yeah, I have some stuff that I tend to do very commonly, but uptime, yeah, there's no uptime command. We've been streaming for, what is it, an hour and a half, something like that? Hour and 15 minutes? There's a starter pack in Fortnite for a limited time. Get it while you can. Oh yeah, that has the new skin in it for like $4.99, right? Yeah. I'm sure everyone will have that. What are we doing gas pressure-wise in here? Ooh, error is not doing great in here. Why are these things... You know what? These are lower priority, that's why. We need to get these settings set up so they'll go and fill them up with algae so we can actually get some oxygen production. They did good not actually consuming any for a while. There's only 7 duplicates. I mean, they don't require tons of air, but... These wards are life, yes. They are very handy for managing temperatures. There's a little hatch. I gotta get these guys all bundled up. I need some of them. Oh, we got one actually naturally in the space up here already. We didn't even have to put him there. He's just already hanging out there. Well, if they ever get the door finished anyway. Moving compactors is such a pain, or it'll be easier to redesign. Yeah. Praise the warts. These warts are really good for managing temperatures, that's for sure. They used to not do a ton, but they really cranked them up. Up to 25,000 kilocalories now. At least we have our food supply steadily rising at this point. And I don't know that they've even gotten a harvest out of the bristle blossom yet. This down here is not finished. Let's make this priority 6. Try to get this side of the grid finished so we can separate it. Yeah, see, things are already a little roasty down here. Mid-30s, and the generator itself is running at... Actually, it's only 30 degrees. That's not bad. All things considered. Super curious about the geysers, so am I. I want to get in there and... Okay, they actually have this finished here, so I could... Do we have CO2 trapped in there? Ooh, we do have a little bit. We have a little bit of CO2 trapped in here, so we might actually be able to get by with digging out into this space. Let's send somebody on an exploratory mission. They're going to dig into this awful chlorine madness. I have no idea what's going to happen when we dig into this geyser. I'm really curious. Hopefully it's not a magma geyser. I would think that it would be super hot here if it was. Unless it doesn't start to produce heat until after it's exposed. But we'll see what happens. This will give us access to some bleach stone here as well. So if we want to do some like ore scrubbing or something, we can kind of do a little bit of that too. Sanitation stations and things. We want to set this for hatches because this is where we want to put our hatches. Oops, no, not bagged morbs, bagged hatches. We can bag the slicksters, nice. Excellent. The volcano is a pain to deal with in early game and did it out way too soon and managed. Yeah, I could see that being a real pain. Because there'd be a lot of heat like right next to your base, right? This is looking like the Dodge Viper stream. I haven't even seen a hatch yet. There's a hatch. This is our little ranch here that we're building. Where we're gonna start taming our hatches in there. Good call out though. I mean, the thing is, like, I have to name the stream something, so I try to pick something that I'm going to try to focus on in the course of the stream. But usually, when I'm playing Oxygen Unincluded, it ends up, okay, well, I'm actually going to tackle like a half a dozen different things if we can. So we got power generation, we have a power grid, we finished at our farming section, we're building a hatch ranch right now. I still want to get to work started on some oxygen production. Have I tried PixArk? No, I'm not even sure I'm going to play it. I haven't really seen a ton of interest in the game yet, so I'm kind of curious to see what happens with it. It could be a molten gold. Just open one tile to find out. Yeah. Got to dig down to it first. Okay, let's get rid of these batteries here. These got to go. Get rid of those. Paint the hatches yellow with black ray stripes. I wish you could paint the hatches. That'd be neat. Cryptic, you like this game? Do you have fun, or is it just for the live stream? Here's the thing: I don't play games I don't find fun and interesting. This game is something that I started out last year. It's just it was super novel to me. I really like these kind of like resource management, colony building kind of games. The duplicates are super cute. They've added increasing layers of complexity to the game, which has kept me really engaged. So yeah, I really like this game. I think Clay makes fantastic games. We saw Paul Suarez Jr. play PixArk. Honestly, it looks a little silly. Yeah, it just looks like Minecraft, but with dinosaurs. So I don't know. I'm not super enthused by it, but I'm maybe if I was like really passionate about playing Ark in general, I'd be all over it. But I don't know. You may have to reset up your blossom farm. Looks like the seeds are not being planted. No, the trouble is I don't have any seeds. I don't think. It's saying there's no seeds available. There's Briar Seed 1. I think let's see what they do with that seed there. So as they harvest them, they're getting a seed. Let's see if they'll take it and replant it right away. There's the fertilizing going on. Oh, she fell asleep. There's a narcoleptic. I suppose comprehensive power grid doesn't like the flair of Rancher. I guess. It's not even... I mean, the power grid's not even that comprehensive, really. It's actually a relatively straightforward one, but... But it does, I mean, it's really important. If you don't take care of your power grid, then there's going to come a point where you're putting too many machines on it, and then you've got a problem. So it's probably better to tackle it early. If they would finish the buildings up here, that'd be nice, too. They got the one finished. The trouble is we only have one person we can make a wrangler as well, and we also have them ranching at the moment. Briar seed. I love how she like sticks her like gun in there, kind of thing, to like a fertilizer gun. Oh, how's our oxygen? There's a lot of wheezing going on. Oh, the CO2 is creeping up out over here. That's not good. I'm surprised. I wouldn't think. I guess a lot more CO2 got compressed in here than I thought. That's okay though. Seed got planted. Okay, nice. Yeah, it's been a very slow progression because they weren't all being harvested at the same point. So we're getting like one seed at a time. It's very slow growing. That's okay though. We're up to 26,000 kilocalories, so at least we're not starving. We've got good solid oxygen. Everything so far is going relatively smoothly. Not as fast as I might like, but it's going smoothly. Out of curiosity, have I tried Slime Rancher? I have, yeah. I have a couple of videos on the channel for it. It didn't really get a ton of interest, so I didn't really keep playing it too much. It's funny. I have to... It's a sort of a funny balance when you're trying to do videos for a channel and games for a channel, is you want to find games that people are interested in and that you're interested in, because, I mean, you obviously want to play things you find fun. But sometimes you kind of relatively quickly realize that there's not really a ton of interest in it, so to continue to make videos is actually detrimental for your channel, because every time you upload a video that doesn't do very well, YouTube sort of punishes you in suggested and search results. So it kind of boils down to, like, trying to find that balance between I really want to play it and people want to see it, so it's a really good match. We got more jobs mastered. Who mastered their job? Oh, we have an... Wow, architect already. Man, Snowheart's a fast learner or something. What else can we have her do? So, art student, research assistant. Actually, we could... Let's get her out of architect. Farm Angie's only a 1, but she'll earn more skill if we send her over there. So let's maybe do that. Huh. I'm gonna send her over to farmhand because it could be handy to have another farmhand because I want to move Lady Icky down to a rancher anyway. Actually, all our stuff up here is finished. I'm gonna do that now. Let's see. What do we want to put in here? So let's do hatch food. Oh man, I don't want them to feed them real food. Are you kidding me? All right, let's uncheck that. The hatches will eat almost everything. Look at that. The puffs will eat polluted oxygen. The shine bugs will eat phosphorite or bristleberry. And the hatches, they'll eat just about everything. They're like, give us anything, man. I'm gonna use clay maybe. I don't really have a use for clay. Hopefully we have enough of it. Okay, so we'll get that done. If we set this for sweeping, we'll clean all this mess up. Make things a little nicer up here. Set the food for hatches and get the ranching hatch. Yeah, so we'll go over to our jobs and we'll move Lady Icky down to ranching. Now we gotta start to wrangle some hatches. We gotta find out where they're all hiding out. Some of them have already burrowed into the ground, which is gonna be a bit of a problem. What happened to the one that was on this level? Did it drop down? I think it did. There's a hatch, like, right there. Oh, there's a whole bunch of them down here. Okay, I'm going to need to convert this. I need to convert this all to, like, tile so the hatches don't have a place to go. Oh, they're going to wind up falling in the water. Oh, cancel that. I need to catch the hatches while they're not, burrowed in the ground so we can actually wrangle them. Because I don't think you can wrangle them when they're in the ground. Oh, we got environmental protection suits are all researched up. Let's go back and look at brute force refinement and refined objects so we can get access to that fancy fire pole. Lots of few millwood plants just for feeding the hatches in your game. Oh, nice. Will the hatch eat eggs or hatch meat? No, they won't eat their own eggs. If you cook it and make an omelet, they'll eat it. So if you look in here, you can see the foods they'll eat. Algae, muckroot, lice loaf, meal lice, bleach stone. There's an omelet here, but I don't think they'll eat the eggs by itself. They'll actually end up with a whole bunch of them all piled in here. I should probably make more space for this little room. I could put the door over here a little bit farther. We'll have a little bit bigger ranch. A little more space for them to spread out the eggs. Because once they get happy and they start laying eggs, man, they come out like crazy. You can end up with quite a few of them. Oh, I don't have an incubator in here either, which I'm going to need. So it's probably just as well I move this door over. Do I have the incubator researched? That is the million-dollar question. I don't. It's in animal control. Well, let's go there. We need that. We need that more than the other stuff. This thing is waiting on meal lice, but it's okay. We got 35,000 kilocalories. It can wait. Man, everything's actually balanced really well right now. I probably shouldn't say that. But it's balanced well. Our food's in a good place. It's not going bad. We've got good oxygen, access to water. Our plants are growing. We've got power production. We have a fair amount of algae still, so we can still keep producing oxygen without challenges that way. I mean, like, at the moment, this colony is actually doing really well. Cycle 44, we're maybe not racing ahead here. We don't have a huge number of duplicates, but it's really well balanced. They eat concentrated chlorine? I don't know. I should check it. Actually, let's check that now. I mean, they eat a lot of stuff. Copper, dirt, fertilizer, nutrient bar, mush fry, fried mushrooms, granite, gristleberry. Oh, they'll eat the shine nymph eggs, so I can't have them in the same place, clearly. They'll eat meat, so if one of them dies, they will eat it. Robert Feltz. Hey, Fox. Been a while since I caught a stream. Awesome as always. Welcome, Robert. Thank you so much for the super chat. As always, I really appreciate the support. You're always giving those. That's fantastic. I appreciate it. And welcome. Yeah, so they will eat the meat. So if another hatch dies, they will eat it. They'll eat slickster eggs. So obviously the hatches can't be grouped together with other critters that you're working on getting eggs for, because they'll just eat the eggs on you. Now, they don't eat nearly as much as they used to, because they actually have a calorie consumption and a calorie balance now, where they used to just eat on a certain timed pace, which sort of decreases their usefulness in things like the bathroom. You can't just put a hatch in here anymore and control the bathroom. You need multiple of them. Still, so far, like, everything they put in this update, I'm really enjoying. I'm curious to see what's going to come out in the Mark II update, and I'm hoping in the next couple of weeks they'll have something they're showing, because it's on like a 6-week cycle where they're having another update coming out in 6 weeks, but there'll be something that comes out in the beta branch probably a week or two before it's actually live. You don't believe captive hatches will eat off the ground? I don't know. I've never even tested that. I mean, I've had them in the bathroom when they eat off the ground. They just don't eat. They just don't do it with any real consistency. This little airlock's doing exactly what it needs to. All this chlorine gas is staying outside, which is good. I should probably check and make sure I'm not putting bleach stone in any of these. Probably am. Okay, that's bad. Copy settings. We don't want bleach stone in any of these. Did anything dump on the ground? No. Okay, so on the plus side, we didn't store any bleach stone inside, which is good. Let's maybe put a little container here. We can put bleach stone in this. I don't want a whole bunch of chlorine floating around inside my base. Not that it's necessarily that bad. It's just kind of a nuisance. Need a red alert to catch them while they're up. Oh, yeah, maybe. Maybe. I mean, as we dig them out over here, are we burying them in this? Uh-oh. I hope we're not burying them in the tile. That would be really bad. They got this almost finished over here. It's not quite done. Okay, when night falls tonight, we'll set a red alert, and we'll try to wrangle ourselves some hatches. Okay, that's good. We should be able to get a couple anyway. This can all get deconstructed now. There's a new critter. Some hackers have pulled it out of the game files. Incubator don't need plastic. It needs refined metal. Yeah. Yeah, so we won't be able to make the incubator just yet, I don't think. Where are we here? Stations. Ooh, I need a power control station. What do we need for that? Refined metal has not been discovered. All right, so we need refined metal so I can put a power control station down here, too. Excuse me. Automation. Where's my refinement? I can't even see. My brain's not even working right now. There it is, refinement. Rock granulator. Could we just not I guess we just haven't done the research to get up there yet. Where is it? Oh, yeah, we haven't looked at refinement at all. This is almost done, though. Almost done. Hey, Logan. How are you? More data mining than hacking? Yeah. Yeah, so they actually found it was like, I think they said it was like the fish or whatever that you can see in the main menu. If I recall correctly. I'm very curious to see if they'll add in more, though, because it'd be really cool. You can wrangle them out of the ground now? Before when I did it, it just buried them in the ground. But let's try that. Can I put a priority on wrangling? No. Send in the wrangler. Let's see what happens. There's the chef. There's our wrangler. Come on. Pull them out of the ground. Really? You got like... She was almost there and then had to go to the bathroom. Lady Icky. So it costs no resources to care for the animals once the room is built? No power or anything? Nope, not really. I mean, the incubator obviously consumes power. Oh, good. You can grab them out of the ground. That's amazing. When I did it before, mind you, it was still in the beta branch. Instead, what would happen is it would just... it would, like, embed them in the ground inside the sack or whatever, and they were just gone. You had to go dig them out. So that's our second one. Where do we have more? I'm sure there was more around here. Maybe not. We had one on the upper level, but oh, it's wandered off somewhere. I have a feeling it fell down the door or something and ended up down here on this bottom level. It might be one of the ones I actually buried in the tile when I built the tile floor down here. Which is kind of a no-no, apparently. You know what? Maybe if I deconstruct the tile, they'll still be alive in there? What are the odds? I'm just going to check. I have a feeling that they're gone now. I might have nuked the poor thing. But we have 2 up here now, so that's good. Started our little hatch ranch. As soon as they get happy, they'll start producing eggs. What's their state right now? Wildness, 100%. So we have to get them to the point where they're tamed first. This does not have any food in it yet, so we should probably increase the priority on that. Down the tunnel? Did they run down the... Oh, there. Yeah. Good call. Okay, so let's go here. We'll get... there's a wrangle there we can snag. I don't see any more here, though. But we do have a third one there. That's great. Everything's going well. Next stream is where everything goes wrong. There's always something that throws a curveball in there. Yes, the vet is capturing the hatches instead of killing them this time. For now. I mean, who knows? I mean, maybe we'll get enough hatch production that we'll start to have a barbecue community. So our duplicants don't have to be vegetarians anymore. You know, maybe. Maybe they'll eat a lot of omelets. Let's do... What do we got here? This is CO2. I kind of want to give them a place they can actually breathe, but... If I dig down farther, the CO2 will just keep settling deeper. We might get some of this polluted oxygen leaking out, so if we can put a little deodorizer in here, maybe one over here. Clean up some of that polluted O2, and they'll have some clean air. The hatch may have dropped to the dirt below the tile. You can find it if you hover the mouse over the dirt block. Well, normally it would show cracks underneath it, right? It's all just this tile. I have a feeling it's the ones that were in there are kind of gone. Oh, look at him go! Get this guy! Where's it? This is really bad for stress, but I'm gonna go red alert and we'll go try to grab the guy. Wrangle him! Wrangle him! The trouble is they're not gonna pay attention to their other... No, you know what? Will they go to bed if I do that? Or do they stay up? Oh, they go back to bed. Alright, that was a total waste. But he's on the floor here now where he won't dig back in. Come on, go wrangle him. We want a third hatch up there. Crypto should build a bigger septic tank and think about water reclamation. Well, this tank here is just so... I mean, it's only... There's very little wastewater that's actually dumping in here. It's only for the wash stations right now. Later on, yeah, we'll definitely need to deal with it a bit more. I was toying around with some ways to try to get rid of germs and stuff in the water, too. I was trying to find ways that didn't really consume a lot of energy. I tried, like, heating the water using some of the ambient heat that was coming off of things like power generation and stuff, but it doesn't really get to the point that's really useful that way. I found a neat little mechanism that you can use in the cold biome, though, where if you drip water slow enough from a high enough height in the cold biome and let it fall through the cold, it turns into frozen, polluted water by the time it hits the bottom, or polluted ice, I guess. And it doesn't have any germs on it. And then you can just, like, ship it away and let it melt somewhere, and then you've got clean, polluted water that doesn't have germs. I don't know if it's worth the effort, though, to be honest with you. Now we got triple hatches up here, but nobody's feeding them yet. I mean, I'm pretty sure I have clay. What do we have here? Cultivatable soil. Oh, we have no clay. That's why they're not putting it in there. I thought we did. Okay. So let's take a look here. I gotta change them to something else they can actually eat. You know what? We probably have tons of sandstone. I should probably just put sandstone in there for now. Boy, I wish this was in alphabetical order. There we go. Sandstone. Okay, now maybe they'll finally get some food. Wait a minute. Okay, it's up there. I was like, what happened to the hatch that we had that was bagged up? But he's up top. He's fine. Oh, look, we got dug down over here now too, so we can actually check this out and see what this is. We'll dig out a tile at a time and try to figure out what that geyser is before we expose too much of it. I want this to be should be consumable ore. Yeah, bleach stone. I'm gonna put bleach stone in there. Keep that out of the bleachy area so we don't have to deal with it. You can make your mealwood room a greenhouse. I don't know if it increases the growth, though. So in order to have a greenhouse, accelerated plant growth, you need to have the farm station in there. But from what I understand, it doesn't affect mealwood. So I don't know if turning it into a greenhouse would have any effect. I mean, the farm station definitely doesn't do anything to boost it. I don't know. Couldn't you bubble chlorine through polluted water to disinfect it? No, you really can't. It just doesn't work that way. Unfortunately. So wait, how do you know that's a geyser? We can tell that it's a geyser here because it has neutronium underneath it. So if we look at our temperature overlay, wow, you can see that there's heat there. That's molten. Oh boy. That might be a really bad geyser to open up. Oh my god. Anyway, there's this cold layer right here, this neutronium. This neutronium will be underneath every geyser because they have it set up so you can't dig it. It's like the only resource in the game you can't dig. And there's molten there. So I'm thinking I don't want to expose this geyser. This might be the point where the whole colony starts to run into some real problems. I kind of want to uncover it still and just see it because I haven't seen one yet. But I have a feeling it's going to be like molten metal or like a lava one or something, and then we're going to have a real issue. Because I don't think you can build back over top of it. I mean, we might be able to seal it in, I guess, but beat this game? Oh yeah, Kazi, of course, you beat everything. It's hard when you're Kazi. Everything's just too easy. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to build a ladder. Down to, like, here. They should be able to jump the 2 tiles, I think. And then I'm going to expose it, and if it's a problem, I'm going to try to wall it in with, like, some insulation. So we'll see what happens. This... Excuse me. Pardon me. You say it's a free resource. Yeah, it's a free resource in intense heat. I mean, it still could be handy because we could put, like, polluted water on it to turn it into steam to then use, like, steam power generator or something. I don't know. We could have a couple things, but dig out the second bottom tile to let you know what type it is when it's exposed. All right. We'll dig this out, too. Welcome to the stream, by the way, Kazi. Kazi and I are actually to play some Fortnite after this, if you guys are interested in Fortnite. It won't be on my channel. I'm not going to stream it tonight. But you'll be able to find it on Kazi's channel that we'll be playing together. He's at mixer.com/casual_Kazi. What do we got? Oh, it's a natural gas geyser. Sweet. Why is it molten? Ooh, we can analyze it before even exposing it. That's handy, too. Colony lacks a tenured scientist. How's our job level doing here? Have we got tenured? Somebody who can move up to tenured yet? Where's our researcher? Ooh, they're close. Not quite ready to go to tenured scientist, but soon. So we can do research on that, but we'll just leave that partially exposed now. I'm going to want to make use of that because it'll be good for power. Geysers are 4 high now. Oh, yeah. It's got a totally different shape to it, right? Or Fortnite after. That's right, Durgan. I'm addicted to that game. What can I say? Like I said, that won't be on my channel. It'll just be on Kazi's Mixer channel. 150 Celsius. Is that the temperature? I didn't even notice it. Natural gas geyser. Emitting natural gas, 312 grams per second. It's overpressured. But it doesn't have... I can't see the temperature there, though. Look at it, it's molten. It's molten! It's so weird. I wouldn't think the natural gas geyser would be that hot, but... Shock! Wow, Shock, haven't seen you in forever. Welcome. He was hibernating all this time. Man, that's a long time to sleep. I can see why, though. I mean, you know, winter cold and all that. Not all guys just come buried, yeah. Okay, so we have food in here now. How are these guys doing happiness-wise? Ooh, happiness 100%. Reproduction 0.8%. He's in good shape. This one's still wild. 32% wild. This one's also happy. So we've got 2 out of 3 of them are in a happy state right now. So they should be in a position to start laying eggs in not too long. So that's good. Research again is done. If we send our guy to do some more research, then that will help. That will help with boosting things a bit. We need to get this refinement ready so we can build the incubation chamber so we can get some more little hatches in our little ranch here. And that'll be good. I mean, we can either get to the point where they're producing so many eggs we can just make omelets and then our food problems will be not problems at all. Or we can just produce enough hatches through incubation that we could make barbecue. But I feel like that's probably the least efficient of the two of them. It produces huge numbers of calories, but it takes a really long time to produce it, so I'm not sure. Superb, yeah. What am I feeding the hatches? I'm just feeding them sandstone right now. I'll change it to something else that's more useless later. But generally I find that we end up with tons of sandstone. So if we look at like raw minerals, we've got 28 tons of sandstone. I could use igneous rock too, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. It's fine. They'll do fine. You're the only one that got terrified the first time you saw a hatch. Remember thinking, kill it with fire! I think it was all kind of that way initially. We all thought you had to kill them off, but soon, it didn't take very long into the, like after the game was released before we started to realize that the animals produce resources that you can make use of, so that, you know, ultimately they start to become very handy. Wow. Natural gas guys are right there. That's pretty handy. Okay, we have this all dug out. You know what? I want to get down here. We'll do a submit bioscan down here. We'll see what's inside this little room. Maybe there'll be something will give us another trait so we can get that fanciness. Don't forget to research healthcare in case dudes get sick. Yeah, we need to gather some of these little blossom, the bomb lilies too, which will help with recovering. Oh yeah! Who do we want to put on the neural vacillator? Okay, we can give one duplicate another trait. Who do we want that to be? Who do we even have in our colony right now? I don't remember. All right, we have Gabriel Ferreira, Durgan, Fastman, Lady Icky, Snowheart, Summer Phillips, or Caleb Brower. We can give any one of these another trait. And it pretty much always is a positive trait, if I remember correctly. Any algae terrariums? No, I don't use them. For the most part, I don't use them anyway. It should kill germs if it's hot enough, right? Yes, theoretically. Yeah. If it gets over 75 degrees Celsius, then the germs die off. Let's see. You know what? Let's give our rancher another trait. We're going to take Lady Icky, and we'll put them down here on this fancy little neural vacillator. We'll see what kind of interesting traits they can get. With my luck, they'll get, like, regeneration or something. So that when they take damage, they'll heal up or whatever, which is kind of one of the more, you know, the less useful ones. But that's all right. Get her on the neural vacillator. Zapper. Complete the neural process. We got Rock Crusher trait. The duplicate is incredibly strong. Strength plus 10. That is a good buff. Because strength impacts how much stuff they can carry. So, I mean, she's a rancher, so she's not necessarily carrying a lot. However, that's really good. So when she's bringing stuff around, that plus 10 strength is going to make a big difference. What does that do for her stats? Bio. Plus 2 farming, trait critter wrangling, trait grooming station, plus 2 ranching. Farmhand. Skills, there we go. To core expectations, nice bathroom, sleeping, narcoleptic, full bladder, low oxygen, decor expectation. Today's net stress minus 12, so she's doing overall pretty good. Look at her strength 11 now. Boom! She's all power. And she's got a lot of traits, too. Narcoleptic, Grease Monkey, so she gets Tinkering +3, Destructive, oh, wow, that's what it is, and then Rock Crusher +10 Strength. That's pretty cool. I'd like to find some more of those Neural Vacillator and give some more of our duplicates some additional traits, particularly if they keep getting stuff like +10 Strength. That is really handy. Very, very handy. All right, good deal. Well, we've rolled around 12 o'clock. This is about when we normally end the stream. I'm going to go play some Fortnite with Kazi, as I mentioned. So you can find us on mixer.com/casual_Kazi. Again, if you're interested in checking out any of the merchant that we've set up for the channel, you can find that as well at Redbubble. The link for that, the Redbubble store, excuse me, is in the description of the stream. You can also find it on the About section on the channel. Just a couple designs in there right now, nothing really fancy. But a couple of little options in there if you're interested in having something that's branded with the CrypticFox stuff. But thanks everyone so much for coming to check out the stream. I do hope all of you enjoy this. If you aren't currently subscribed to the channel, consider clicking on that subscribe button. But just make sure you hit the little notification bell. Otherwise, YouTube may not give you notifications about when the video goes live, or when we do another live stream. You may not get a notification for that. But I really appreciate everyone coming out. Thank you to our new sponsor, Cash Serene. And to Samurai Cowboy and Robert Feltz for the super chats as well. As always, I appreciate the support. I'm, as always, CrypticFox. I'll see all of you next time.